One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR 20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
It's like a
Hello?
Kalimba. Hello. Hello, is this thing on? Hey.
Wait, maybe I need to do this.
Uh-oh.
wrecked them, damn near killed them.
Jesus, Apple. Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
Oh, did you push record?
Yeah.
I didn't even. Okay, wow.
Uh-huh. How you like me now?
Yeah, eep, ork, ooh, ah, ah. What does that mean?
I love you.
I'm not saying it. I'll let Mel say it.
Yeah, that was cuter. Yes. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the porch, everybody. How's it going out there? How you feeling today? This is Aaron,
This is Mel.
And this is Apple.
and those are birds in the background. They are
Real ones.
real live birds. That's not a sound effect.
And they're super cute, guys.
Mhm.
They're tiny little feet and they're little tubby bellies, and they're really cute.
They are the cutest little birds, and then they brawl.
Yeah, they
You'll
do.
be sitting out here like, oh, look how cute they are, and then they start ripping each other's feathers.
I forgot to tell you about this, Apple. I told Mel I was out here. It was like maybe 5:30 in the morning a couple weeks ago, and I was sitting here drinking coffee, scrolling through Instagram. It's all quiet out here, and all of a sudden, wham! Into the glass. One of the birds came flying and slammed into the glass right here, and then went and landed over there on the ground and kind of
All kind of stunned.
So wait, when birds hit their head, do they have people that spin around their head like in the cartoons?
Do they get little cute concussions?
Well, they have a brain, right?
You're about to say I'm sure, but you're not.
I'm not.
Not sure.
I would imagine so.
And see, that's what happened. You guys did a good job of cleaning the windows. So, wham.
So if you haven't already guessed by the first 1 minute and 50 seconds of Heads Talking this week, we really have no topic this week. There's no underlying, side-lying theme. We're just here. We're hanging out on the porch, and we decided that you guys should hang out with us. So here we are. We're hanging out together.
We decided it.
We did. Okay, I fibbed. I have an agenda.
Oh my gosh.
Give me a second.
Why all the build up for bullshit?
Well, you know what? Seriously though, like there's times when so we've said in the past, like No Simple Road is alive, like the show is an entity in the multiverse, right? And it's alive. And I was telling Apple the other day, like, if the DMs and the email, if you look at it a certain way, that's like the voice of the show and the listeners. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the show was talking back to us, it is through the DMs and the people that listen to it.
Yeah.
And we've been getting this overwhelming, consistent message from different people over the past few weeks.
New people.
New and old, both. And it's kind of tripped out. Like, I think that's really cool. The message that at least how I've interpreted it, is like, because things are so isolated right now and so weird, and we've missed now most of a summer of live music, and that's going to continue for the foreseeable future. We aren't able to gather. We're missing each other. That the show is providing a lifeline for people to feel connected and a part of something. It's giving them at least a small piece of the community that we're all missing so bad. And I have a couple of emails I want to read. Not that. I don't want to read that one. This one's really cool. This is from Morgan W. And Morgan's subject is on the thing, and I'm doing air quotes around the thing. Hey, NSR family, I'll forewarn you now. I have a feeling this will be pretty long-winded, but here it goes. I love the podcast. I think there's a vulnerability to it that allows for lots of interesting thought and discussion, which is why I'm writing you guys. In your most recent interview with Mojo Han, one of the first questions you asked them was what that thing is about the dead community that's so powerful and lasting. That got me thinking a whole lot about what that is to me, and I must admit, I actually had to pause the podcast to allow myself to think about this clearly for a while. Okay, let's stop there for a second. What do you think of that? Just that by itself.
That it's the podcast has become interactive.
Okay.
And making people think. That's the, like, okay,
Who'da
wow.
thunk?
That's, I need to stop and think about that and form my own opinion before he heard their opinion.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. But I felt compelled to share and contribute to the conversation because this is something that's really sacred to me, and I think about it a lot. I think it's sort of that idea and knowing that everything that leads... Hang on, I'm going to start that over. I think it's sort of that idea and knowing that everything they do leads you to, I guess you could call it eternity. I think I read Bob say that in relation to Jerry's guitar playing, but I think it may be best worded that we have to describe the whole thing. I think all good art or writing or philosophy or anything that connects us does this. It never really explains that thing because it never really will, no matter how hard it tries. Instead, it's all just fingers pointing to the thing. I think Robert Hunter, as well as the whole band, knew this, and I think he intentionally did this in his writing. He never explicitly said what he wanted to say. Instead, he set up the perfect environment and circumstance for you to stumble upon that thing on your own. The band did this musically as well. I think that's genius because A, it becomes far more meaningful to the individual, and B, it means that everybody's path there is completely different, which sort of involves everybody in this universal tapestry/art piece. Some rise, some fall, some climb to get to Terrapin. Because we're all one at some point, we came from one atom, and then it shattered and spiraled outward for millions of years and became us and everything we know today. And I think this method of making art spirals us all back into that one point for each of our individual spaces that we occupy. I think this may be the group mind thing they talked about. It creates a philosophical, spiritual fractal, which is just a beautiful living work of art and is common in the Hunter/Dead universe. Everything is a mirror of everything else. Everything is going out and then back in again and back out. And I think that's what great art is, a mirror of our world and life itself. It's science. It's physics. It's the roots of our world, and it's the only real truth I've ever known. It's sacred, it's powerful, it's everyone and everything, and it's eternal. This thing will never die, because this thing is death as much as it is life. It's indescribable, and I think that's the point, and I fucking love it. Thanks so much for reading. P.S. I apologize if this doesn't make sense. I tried to make it as short as possible, so I omitted quite a lot, and it was still way too long. Haha.
That was not way too long.
No, it was
Morgan.
Yeah, I think in maybe a lot of circumstances we have to censor ourselves, like the duration or what we say. But I feel like if you're writing into this show, like, and maybe I'm just telling everybody this from here on out, don't censor yourself. If you think it's too long, fuck it, go for it. Like, let it be 5 pages,
Aaron
10
will edit
pages.
it.
No, I'll read it.
I'm
No,
joking.
we'll make something interesting with it. It'll, like, if this show is like thought provoking in that kind of a way that's going to arise in you the ability to write like lengthy theories and explanations of your experiences, then
That's
hell
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear
And
every
that-
word.
And that was great. That Morgan, that totally made sense.
It did make
and
sense.
I think probably after you edited it, I mean, that came across very clear
Yeah.
without meandering or anything.
That what Morgan talked about, saying that Hunter never directly described the thing. That is one of my favorite things about the Grateful Dead. It alludes to it. It
stays a mystery.
It dances next to it. It colors in the outline of it, but never shades it all the way through. It never
leaves
names
it up.
it.
No, it leaves it up to you
And
and to many interpretations.
It reminds me of the lyric, what shall we say, shall we call it by a name, as well to count the angels dancing on a pin. Like, you can't name this thing. And that was one of the things that like kept me interested and kept it fresh for 30 plus years, because your life experience is always evolving. It's always changing. You're not the same person you were when you went to your first Dead show. You're just not. You're older. You've gone through shit. Your perceptions, your morality, your everything has changed since then. But if Hunter and the band were to name that thing, then as you changed, it could not change with you.
Yeah. Yeah, because those songs mean so many different things throughout your life. And it's open. That's what's great about improv. It's open to improvisation, and you can change it, and it changes with you.
Yeah, and
as
that's
you
why
change, like you just said, you change all your whole life, and the music stays with you, and it changes with you.
like one song can have like in various different versions of itself because it changes with who's there, how the person that's playing it feels, whether it's a tribute or whether you're trying to sound like somebody else or whether you're interpreting it. Like, it's infinite, and so it always remains a mystery, which is another really awesome thing that I love about the Dead is the mystery and the synchronicity and the unpredictability of the evening.
And it's like he said in that, like you said, you just said the word infinite and infinity, and then he pulled it back to eternity.
Mm-hmm.
It's eternal and infinite.
Yeah, that part of it is so incredible to me. Like that something that says the same thing over and over can mean something different every time you hear it. That's magic. Words themselves are magic. Like, I can create thought, action, images, action in you with my words, just simply by vibrating my throat and putting sounds together a certain way. You understand it, and that creates this explosion in your brain of all these things, right? And there's a reason they call it spelling. You know, that's, you're casting a spell with words.
Yeah.
And to be able to have put together this entire lexicon of a catalog, not explaining something.
Yeah. And then you see it live, and that's what's
like,
so
what the
awesome
fuck?
about seeing it live again and again is it's like speaking the inflection in something, in tone.
What do you mean?
And like the way they play, like just like speech, like you were talking about, like the inflection in your tone can change a word so much. So when we see them play, you know, sometimes they may be not that into it. The next time they're really into it and it's really upbeat. The next time it's a little lower tempo. It's constantly morphing within them every time they play it in a different inflection and tone and speech.
And that's the thing that I think the musicians that we've spoken to, when they talk about the musical language, that's why music is a language. That makes sense. I never thought about it like that. Like, it is communicating through tone and inflection, and each note is its own individual word. Like, minor chords and are diminished and feel off, and then you hit a major chord and it brings that resolution around, and depending on how loud you play it or how soft, that's a trip, man.
And they're masters of that language.
And it's one that you never master.
True, yeah. You're always learning.
Like when we talked to Billy Strings, it floors me that somebody that's that good still feels like they want to be better. Like,
because there's always better.
I don't know.
There's no satisfaction, complete satisfaction. There's just not. I can't get no.
Is that they call it the Four Noble Truths? And like the first one is life is suffering.
I don't even think it's that deep. It's just like you're not gonna. There is no such thing as all. I don't think there's such thing as 100%. I really don't.
Wait, we had a whole thing about 110%.
That's 110%.
Well,
That's
now
different.
this is a new school
That's
theory.
different. This is the new.
Oh,
This is
right.
that is old.
The Rona version.
It's the Rona
Things have
version.
changed.
Yeah, like absolutes are fluid.
Okay. Absolutes are fluid. So in
Sorry, guys.
in religion, like they're always talking about absolute truth.
Not anymore.
How can it be?
There's no such thing as that. If you're defining things and those things that you're defining are saying that's not what I am, you have to listen to that thing that's saying you have no choice.
Well, see, I thought absolute truth was when you drank too much vodka.
Right.
That's
had no
closer to
filter.
absolute.
That's
than-
absolute truth. You no longer have a filter. Oh.
Wow. That was terrible. I think that the way that you see things colors your idea of truth. You know what I mean by that? Your perception.
Well, yeah, of course. Your
Is-
perception colors every single thing that you ever.
So the metaphor that I always think of when somebody brings this up is like a rainstorm, and how to the farmer, the rainstorm is awesome and beautiful, and that's his truth. And then to the homeless guy, the rainstorm is a nightmare because he doesn't have anywhere to go. And so there's no absolute in that. It's all based on perception and how you see it. And to tie it, to tie it back to the dead, like to be able to write down the way that they did thoughts about something that's even hard to think about by itself is astounding to me. Like, it's like trying to throw a dart through a ghost.
Can you pause it for right now?
Yeah, why?
I have to move this trash can. All I smell is ashes.
All right, we're back. No more ashes?
No.
Okay.
Ashes.
See, they're everywhere. We are everywhere. It's true.
Saint of circumstance.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about, the voice of the show thing. So here's another one that we got. This is from Mike C. And the subject is love. I just wanted to say I love you guys. I appreciate you,
we love you too,
all,
Mike.
and I hope you know we're out there and love what you do. We need you, and I hope I can hug your neck someday. Mike.
I hope I can hug your neck someday. Hell yeah. Thanks, Mike.
That is those kind of things. Okay.
All of it.
Just got another one. You guys are awesome. That's that.
Hell yeah. Thank you. You're awesome.
Hang on, I got a couple more. Say something. Somebody else talk
Say
for a
something.
minute.
Whatever. I just like where this has gone. Thank you, Morgan, for like pausing and like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That we're thought provoking, and then you throw that back, and the conversation continues, and now it brought out. We're sitting here thinking and speaking as we're coming up with more. It's just amazing, like that we're talking about. Like this is organic. It has life of its own with all of us involved. We're all playing in the band.
Oh shit. The best band that's not a band, right?
Yeah. World Tour 2021.
There's so many of them, man. Okay, here's another one. Hey, No Simple Road. I listened to the first few minutes of your episode with Dave Schools. I intend to listen to all of it. I was so sorry to hear about Mel's panic attack and heart palpitation. Back in May, I had heart palps so bad, I thought I was having a heart attack. This landed me in the ER. A month later, I had a stress test, and they said my heart's fine. I'm sure she knows and is surrounded by love, but she will be okay. So far, I'm okay. I still suffer with extreme anxiety and hypochondria every day. This is a terrible time for everybody, but even worse for people with mental illness and anxiety. I appreciate the music interviews, but I also appreciate your talk about health and how we can take care of ourselves. I miss shows so much, and I think we're going to be okay. But thank you for the brief respite when I'm out for a walk or a jog with my dog, Maddie. Keep on.
Maddie.
Keep on keeping on, Chris in East Lansing.
Oh, shout out to Maddie and Chris.
Yeah, that's sweet too. That they, I mean, because that's like private time. You're out walking your dog with your headphones on. There's a million things you could put in your ear, and thank you for making that us and enjoying it.
And thanks for saying that to me. I appreciate that. I always find it hard to talk about myself and my stuff about this. Like,
I think people would be surprised to hear that.
Yeah, I know, but it's the truth.
So how you been?
How have I been?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like
since that happened, how you been?
Oh, since that happened,
I'm all right, you know.
I mean, I am all right. Like generally, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. So even on a bad day, I'm kind of fine. But yeah, like it's been roller coastery, and we've been having stuff with the kids growing up, and just parenting being different, and talking about buying a home, and just so many like big life event thoughts, even during this pandemic. Like,
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
it's still been like life busy somehow. Not like busy, we're running around doing a bunch of things. Like things are still occurring that need to be dealt with. And like,
And big things.
yeah, big
Like,
things.
yeah.
And so just like, being in the body of having to, go through life. And yeah, I'm the whole thing with my career I've been thinking about. Like, I don't feel like I need to move or do anything, but I've just been very contemplative. And so I'm just seeing a lot of my life through that lens, like more of an inquiry as opposed to I need to change something or do something. It's just like, what is this? What is this like? Why is that here? What are you doing this for? What are you doing about this? Like, not necessarily judgment or condemnation or any kind of, trying to dissect it. It's just like, what?
I think part of that comes from, and we've said this before, but like the day-to-day busyness of life has been squelched.
Yeah.
We should have been at the Gorge and then Northwest String Summit right now. Like, all that stuff is not happening. So your view is different. It's like having your window looking out a certain way. Your view is changed. And so we're forced right now to pay attention to ourselves more.
Yeah, focus has been flipped back on us.
Absolutely.
Instead of outside stuff.
Especially like people like us and our listeners and everything too. Our whole community is all about be kind, and we love nothing more than helping others. And right now you can't really do that. So
Well, I mean
you can't.
That's what
You know
this
what I
episode
mean.
is all about.
Yeah,
like
actually.
you can
Yeah.
do what you can do where you can do it. And I think we've always said that also, like, wherever you can, if you can help your neighbor get her groceries, if you can wear a mask to make somebody feel comfortable, if you can, donate money to a profit, that your organization that you really are loving or aligned with, do what you can do. But like that other unnecessary suffering that we put ourselves through for not being enough or not doing enough or not helping people out there, like, right now, the best thing we can do for our planet is strengthen the individual so that we're all strong to be able to help together. Like, there's so much stuff going on. And if we're strong, then we contribute to the strength of it, not to the, sickness of it. And so that's kind of the messages that I've been feeling and getting, like dealing with these things in my own home that I don't like or that are possibly not helpful or whatever the thing is, just like taking care of my four walls that I created,
Yeah.
taking care of what you made.
And we're spending a lot more time home. I mean, I would gather that most of the people that are listening right now feel the same way. Like, you're at your house a lot more than you have ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes, like I said, it changes your viewpoint on everything, and your priorities start to shift because of being forced to be where you're at. Your things that you would have normally let slide, you can't do it
Can't
because
let
it's continually digging into you. It's like
Well, the slide's you're at the end of the slide, and
it's
there's
like
nowhere to go. Like
brushing up against
And there's-
something itchy or
and there's
sleeping
no-
on it all night.
And there's not as many excuses.
oh no.
To
shit.
like we've talked to several people, like that honey-do list and the things that you have been putting off for, like, yeah, okay, we'll take care of that next month. Now it's like, well, shit.
Well, I see that 7 hours a
I need
day.
to take care of that now, and then we're strengthening ourselves and our homes and our families.
It's called fortifying. This is that
Yeah.
time, strengthening and
And then also noticing the weaknesses and the
Yeah,
problems.
exactly
and having to
the leaks that are
take 'em
in the
on.
home. And you know what? Growing
it's
up,
happening.
it's a marathon. It's a marathon, and I'm, sometimes I get a little tired. I go to sleep early because I need it. I notice that just because I'm not as active doesn't mean I'm not as tired.
I was tripping out on that very thing the other day. I was thinking to myself, okay, back before all this happened, like I would get up in the morning, get ready for work, drive my commute, go to an office, walk around the parking lot at work, do stuff all day long, go out to eat, out doing shit all day. And then now I'm home in the office 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And just the amount of physical movement is so much less. And I was tripping out thinking, how can I possibly be this tired? I was never this tired before when I was out moving around, but now sit me down for 7-8 hours. When work is over, I want to go to sleep, man.
When you're working that mental, we're all working that mental muscle way more. Mental exhaustion that's different than physical. Mental to mental exhaustion sometimes. Like we've all talked about, like, to me, mental exhaustion is like when you are so tired, it's like I'm going to sleep, and then you go lay down and eyes pop open because your mind it's not being able to shut your mind down. And there's a lot to think about right now. To me, I keep on thinking, this is like the great unknown right now. Nobody knows jack. There's all kinds of things you hear every day, but nobody. I mean, there's not a whole lot of help, a whole lot of answers, or anything right now.
It reminds me of having a bad trip and having that feeling of, oh shit, I'm never coming down.
Yeah.
Am
I going to stay like this?
That's how I
like-
feel.
It's like purgatory.
I totally feel
Yeah,
like that same
like
kind of like
trapped
oh,
between.
shit feeling at times. Like
a limbo. We're
Yeah,
literally
we're in
under the
limbo.
longest limbo line ever. And that rope
Holy
keeps going
shit.
and going.
we were just
That's a
talking.
great analogy. I just picture
it was fun
well,
at first,
okay.
and then now it's like,
Holy
wait,
crap,
what?
my back hurts, my knees.
I need to stand up. Damn it.
We were just talking to Coyote a little while ago, and I was like, the thing that has been challenging, one of the things that's been challenging is the light at the end of the tunnel will show up and then disappear and show up and disappear.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, but you know what? Like, through all of this, one of the things that I've held on to is like, it's just got to get better. It has to.
If you don't have optimism, you're going to have
You're gonna
a
have
bad time.
You don't do pizza and
Well,
fries.
no, it's just like it's not being fake or, any of that, horse shit. You have to in order to be a human being, you have to believe that there's something better going to happen and go forward and move forward. Otherwise, that's when we fall into our deep depressions.
That's
and
called hope.
I guess it's hope. Faith.
Yeah, but I think it's more hope because I don't know.
That's why I say
faith-
optimism,
faith
because
is tinged
it's just
to-
some type of a positive thought process that even if it's really poopy right now, it's going to be better.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
you don't know what kind of better. You don't know when
gotta
it's going to be better.
When you say it's got to be.
And you know what?
It will eventually.
If we take just a single 24-hour day, there's crescendos and peaks and valleys and boring spots in that 24 hours. So during this pandemic, there's going to be boring spots like right now, like, all right, what the hell's going on? Like, are we going to school? Are we not going to school? Are we, like, are we going to open up? We're not, like, it's just holding time. And so maybe this would be the time where we're falling asleep in the middle of the night where nothing's happening, like every period of time has its peaks and valleys and its activity. And we're just in a hard time right now where it's fucking feels like we've been in this for.
Yeah. Wait, not knowing. That's one thing we were just talking about that when I got home. One thing right now. Well, all our love and hearts go out to all those people that are raising kids and stuff like right now. And it's nothing rude because you hear there's like everything. There's different sides and stuff, but everybody, you want, first of all, you want your kids to be getting educated and stuff.
Absolutely.
You need to work. Daycare is expensive.
Yep.
There's so many things that are raising a kid. A lot of our clientele that comes in, they're regular. They're weathering it well. They're doing it, but you see the look on their face, how tired they are. Like, because now everything.
Well, anybody that has kids knows that they don't do what you ask them to do.
Yeah.
If you have a kid, you know that fact. So
and going to school, socializing, learning discipline, a lot of things.
Think about like when you get into a fight with your parent and then you get to go to school, like maybe you have a shitty day because you got into a fight, but like you're away from them. You have somewhere to escape to. And kids don't,
and especially at a young age, like K through like 5.
Yeah, so
I mean, that's the real developmental, and that's been removed. Like,
there's a girl that I work with that they were talking about us going back to the office in October, possibly, and she was like, "I can't do that. I physically either will have to choose
because of having
to stay home with my kids or go to work.
Yeah,
I don't have a choice." And that really like struck me that that's representative of a huge cross section of the people that are listening to the show right now, and
having to choose between one or the other because, okay, if things start opening back up slowly, like businesses with their limits and stuff, which it has, great, but there's still no camps. Not everywhere, of course, every state is different, but like the majority of kids, where the hell are they going to go for hours and hours on end throughout the day, through the summer, through the fall?
Well, and as a parent, too, you're also stuck with that because I've heard that from several people with kids. That they want their kids to be going back, but they're also nervous about, like, if it opens back up, like, this ain't safe yet. I don't want to send my kid back to... We were listening to a comedian the other day that said something... Oh, no, it was a teacher. I heard it was saying something, and it was just fun. He's like, he's an educator up here. It was on KNPR or something. He's like, and I know, I mean this in the best way, but everybody will know what I mean. Kids are petri dishes. They're dirt, just inherently. They go, they have no social etiquette. They're picking their butts, their nose, everything. They don't think about it. They have no concept of social distancing. They don't understand what's going on, and to try to go back to school when things are not okay, or
I appreciate the fact that we have an oasis that we've created in the midst of all of this.
Sorry, I just got Midnight at the Oasis.
Oh, there you go. Thanks.
Sorry, I just had every time Oasis.
I appreciate that, like the fact that people that listen are getting a break from everything that we're talking about right now. Like they'll listen to an interview with Billy Strings or Mark Levy or whatever, and for an hour and 45 minutes you're not thinking about any of that. You're reminded of the things that make you happy.
Unless we're talking about it like we are now.
No, I'm talking about our interview stuff. This
that's talking is a little different.
This is just us
Heads
talking.
Talking is our real life.
Yeah. And that, I'm proud of that, man. I think that's awesome. And
do you need a drink, baby?
No, it's super important. Like, it was really, I think we talked about it when we talked to Alex Jordan, maybe, or maybe at the beginning of Mojo Hand. I can't remember when we were talking about it, but it's an honor to be a voice for a community. of people. That's a huge deal. Like, that isn't something that I take lightly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I'm cool.
So what does it mean to you? You don't take it lightly, but what is it? What is it to you? What's it to you?
What's it to you?
Whether it's about a responsibility, whether it's about a
You're talking
some
about this
kind
other night that it's like there's not quite a word for it because it's not a response, like a
An
responsibility.
opportunity.
Yeah,
or
when I
a
think of the word,
pressure
also
or-
responsibility has a negative connotation in my head
It's
too.
it's
I
a
mean,
pressure. You are responsible for this.
This is
No,
where
It's
I
a-
feel like the vernacular we could use a new something for that.
You know what?
You know, like a new feeling or etiquette or word.
I'm grateful. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like, I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do that. I'm grateful for the conversations that we've had. I'm grateful for all of the folks that feel like they can come to the porch and have a break.
and all that feedback and stuff is all affirmation of what we're doing.
Right.
Everybody wants to hear, like, being affirmed that, like, everybody wants a pat on the back and add up, like, that means a lot.
And even the negative stuff that's come our way, we discussed that too.
That's awesome. As I was going to say a minute ago, who was it? Ian that wrote in, and we had ended up being a very nice back and forth and everything.
Was.
And that's anybody listening to this needs to know. And sometimes I'm the one that says things without a filter. We are very open. We're not, all of us. I think if listeners have listened to us for a while, know we're like not set in our ways. We're very open to thought and discussion and learning and debating, and we love that stuff.
Yeah.
So
You speak your
anything,
mind.
reach out. We want to hear it.
I having that back and forth with Ian taught me a lot about that thing that we were talking about a little while ago about the voice of the show. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, man. And there are people that sometimes disagree with what you have to say,
Yeah, they
or
do.
what I have to say, or you out there, what you have to say. And you know what? That's okay. Not everybody has to fucking agree about everything all the time. It's okay. I think as people, the thing that we need to cultivate is understanding and communication. I don't have to agree with you, but you know what? We could sit down and talk, and at the end of the conversation, we're either going to understand each other's points or agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I don't have to hate you. Like,
No, it was a funny analogy. I was talking with somebody at work about that. It's like, if it was Artie, we are talking about like that's no reason not to be friends because I like mayonnaise and you like Miracle Whip, and that's a big thing to a lot of people out there will get that. Miracle Whip and mayonnaise.
I think you and I are the Miracle Whippers.
There's a
here.
constant
Yeah, I'm
debate with that,
definitely-
but it's like, okay, you know what? So we differ. Let's talk about other things.
The only
There's
thing I
other
like
things
about
we'll have
Miracle
common
Whip is
ground.
the name.
Miracle Whip. Whip.
It's awesome.
Miracle Whip.
You can't have a tuna fish sandwich
Ew.
and not have Miracle Whip. I'm sorry.
I agree with that, but a lot of people, yeah, that's
We're
what
gonna
I'm
get
saying.
shit for that.
Yeah, Miracle Whip and mayonnaise is a hot topic, man.
Don't eat hot Miracle Whip tuna either, though. Don't do that. You'll get sick.
I like that sriracha mayo.
So what did we learn today?
I don't know.
We learned to be open and honest and just talk. I mean,
We learned that Hunter wrote amazing music.
Yes.
yeah.
We wrote that
We
people
wrote.
are grateful for the show. We learned that we're grateful for the people that listen to the show.
We learned that now is a time of repair, healing, strengthening,
Yeah.
fixing your home and yourself.
You know, check it out, man. One of the things that has really bothered me, aside from the social unrest and a pandemic, is I'm one of those people that loves to have stuff to look forward to. I love that. I like looking forward to birthdays and Christmas and concerts and festivals.
I like to think that's a very common
interviews.
Celebration. Yeah.
Mel's not like that. Mel's not one of those people that is like.
I guess I just don't outwardly show it. I mean, if I didn't have them and
I
I
was
didn't
gonna
get
say,
them,
okay.
you know what I mean? If I didn't celebrate them and I didn't,
You're not like building it up for yourself. I was gonna say,
No.
Mel hates Christmas and
Oh
celebrations.
no, that's not what I mean.
She's not. You're not planning it
Yeah,
ahead and
yes.
looking down at.
So that's been one of the things that's been tough through this for me is that like that got erased. You have nothing to look forward to. Period. That's it.
You always have
Sorry.
been a planner. It's part of your job. It's part of the podcast.
Yeah, it was my title for the past 17 years,
I am
planner.
a planner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you're feeling like that and you're in the midst of the Corona coaster and you want something to look forward to and you can swing it, do what we did, man. Plan a camping trip. Get out of your four walls. If you can do it, I highly recommend it.
We created a little. You created a little light at the end of the tunnel by pushing that button and booking the campgrounds over the weekend.
That's what I was going to say. The fact, just simply planning to do it,
picking the dates,
changed
and
my
pressing by.
attitude about the next few weeks. Like I'm like, oh, cool, we got something coming up. Like we're going. So
it definitely has, because I talked about it where everybody's like, oh, that's cool, because people are starting to go and camping a lot, and to hear that of people excited for you too is not a common thing right now.
I ask people at work all the time, like, are you doing anything fun this weekend? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I'm just asking everybody, hoping that somebody's got a great story for me somehow. And so, just to put a smile on people's face, because, they come in week after week buying the same tired old foods, and they're not tired. It's actually fantastic. They're great, but
I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's the wheel that I was talking about last time. That little,
it's turning and you can't slow it down.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, and it doesn't have to be camping. Go stay in a teepee somewhere. Go rent an Airbnb. Go plan to drive to the mountain or the desert or the beach or somewhere that you can safely social distance with your mask
Solitude.
on. And you know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself a little bit of that light at the end of the tunnel now, you guys.
Yeah, I did that this week too. I needed it so bad. Like, I just needed to not be in my house on my day off, and I just wanted to be. I felt like I needed to breathe good, like I wasn't like the air around. I just needed fresh air, and when I went to the beach, it was just so nice, and it was actually really easy to social distance and wear your mask at high traffic areas, and then be away from everybody and be able to have your mask off comfortably without offending anybody or endangering anybody unknowingly. So it was so fantastic, and
that makes sense too, right? Like right now we're concentrating on home. If you're at home, your attention's going to be also on home, so you got to like okay, leave home behind. It's Mel time. And you were like last night, you're just like, oh, like you're like kind of blissed out, kind of like, I had a fantastic day in my beachwear. And
it was a really nice personal day. It was.
So yeah, that's the prescription this week, you guys. And there's certain people that we have in our like sphere in the No Simple Road family that I see that they do what we're talking about, and good on you, man. Like Rain,
shout
those
out,
two
sweetie.
on their deck out on the pier,
catching
watching
each
the sunsets. Man,
I'm envious, Rain. You guys know what's up.
And Rain signed up on Patreon.
What?
Shout out to you, Rain. We're saying
shout out.
Rain.
We speak your name. We love you. Thanks for your. It's constant support at this time. You always DM me, send me cute stuff. You think about me when you're listening to some crazy booty shaking music. You write into the show. You send sweet pictures of your beautiful smile, and I just appreciate you as a friend of the show and a friend to me personally. So thank you so much for doing that and signing up and becoming a Chan donator.
We
girl.
love you, Rain.
Hell yeah,
Thank
would
you,
love
Rain.
you. Rain Smith, she was the first one ever to post a picture with our shirt at a show, wasn't she?
Oh, I don't know. I think that might have been Christina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
well, she's posted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
We love you, Rain.
Love you, Rain. And, you know, I saw this thing today. That I will leave you with this. So Mel and I were watching this TV show, and these two guys are traveling all over the world. And
Oh, it's
they-
Down Under with Zac Efron.
I saw that was on the TV earlier.
so they go to France, and the one guy, I think his name is it Darren or Aaron?
Darren.
Okay. The guy Darren that's with him is like, dude, when I get to a new country, before I get to the hotel, I like to take off my shoes and touch the earth with my feet, like just to ground myself and get reconnected to the magnetic field of the planet. And it made me think, like, when was the last time that you walked around with your feet touching the dirt or the grass or the earth? Like, a lot of us spend a lot of time either wearing shoes or in bed, and that's it, you know, or you walk around with socks in your house. And with everything that's going on right now, one thing that I know for sure is that being in nature is a wonderful balm for what's ailing you.
It's a respite for
Nature
what's
is
happening.
thriving right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so take your shoes off this week, you guys, and put them in the grass, and just
Don't put your shoes
don't
in the
put
grass.
your shoes in the grass. Put your
feet.
put your bare feet in the grass, or your socks, but put your bare feet in the grass and just feel it for a minute. I know it sounds ridiculous.
No, it doesn't.
It's not
You
ridiculous.
guys know.
It's the real deal.
It
That's
is the real deal.
earth medicine. That's your mom, and she's right here, and she's got our back, and everything's going to be all right, and we will get by. We love you guys, man.
And soon we'll be dancing barefoot at shows.
Yeah.
In the rain.
We love you. Take care of yourselves. Remember that. And take care of each other. And breathe deep. Don't forget to breathe, everybody. Take the mask down for a moment and take a really good inhale with those nostrils and flush it out of your mouth and just start over.
Yeah, man. And we love you. If you need anything, DM us. You can hit us up at nosimpleroad@gmail.com. Go to the website, follow us, do the hashtags, smile as stranger. There's a plane flying over. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Heads Talking, out.
Like twist and turn, the mission turning, it's a journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hell of me has been the earth. And alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hey, what's up? This is Blake Weiland. I'm the host of the Tone Mob podcast. It's a show where I interview guitar people about guitar stuff. We talk about their pedals, their amps, their accessories, their preferences, all that stuff, as well as a healthy dose of whatever comes up. Topics have ranged from aliens to addiction and anywhere in between. Oh yeah, and pizza. We're definitely going to be talking about pizza. So get the show wherever you're listening to this podcast at. Just search The Tone Mob in your search bar and it will pop right up. Come join us. We're having a lot of fun. Thanks for checking it out.